All right. There we go. We are live. DuoeQueue
Woo!
Esports Podcast. What's up, Mr. Graylich?
Nothing much. What's up with you? How's life been?
Busy. As life
I
always
bet
is, right? How
life
it always
is
works.
typically busy.
Yes.
So,
But it's been good. It's been good. Just living life. um, you having a good summer so far? Doing
yeah,
anything
yeah.
fun?
It's no, not anything
Nothing fun at all.
too. I mean, fun things, but nothing too crazy. It's just hot.
Yes, summer in Texas, if you've never experienced it, sucks.
It
It
sucks.
has its perks, but for the most part, it's just really freaking hot.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, what is it right now? It is 6 o'clock in the evening, and it is 92 degrees.
yep, that's pretty accurate. And it'll stay 90
It'll
plus
stay at
until about
90
like 10
degrees.
o'clock.
Yeah.
So,
Humidity 57%. Feels like 100.
yeah, it's pretty accurate.
So great. Love it.
And it's definitely not fun. That's for sure. It's
Now,
yeah.
what about you? Have you been doing anything fun this summer?
I mean, we had some family over this last week, so that was it's fun, but at the same time it's not fun, because then you're hosting and
Hmm.
one you gotta clean before family comes, which really sucks.
Especially with
Um,
kids.
yes, especially with kids for sure. It's ugh.
Kids are
uh
just mess. Nah.
oh yeah, no, it's bad with kids, but no, overall it's pretty good. Um, not much going on to be honest, but it is what it is. Anything exciting? I saw I don't know if we were gonna talk about it, but um Way signed with Billy. I don't know if you saw that.
um, I think I heard about that.
Or maybe it's
Um,
just a rumor, I'm not sure, but I thought I saw that he signed with Billy. So
yeah,
yeah, he's with them.
he did.
So that'll be good because they've been really Jean's been really struggling.
Which is weird because I thought Sean was
I
one of the
thought
high
so
points
too.
of
Yes.
Billy, but
Hey,
I mean, there's
hey,
nothing to motivate you like getting somebody to sub you out for.
right?
Just a threat.
Yeah. Um. I don't know. Yeah. Let's. So we just hop into it. Get this going.
I mean, first I gotta hear what's the snack of the day. I
Oh,
can hear you
me too.
chewing.
I'm actually eating a mix of Teddy Grahams. Teddy Grahams are low key
Okay,
underrated.
okay. No, Teddy Grahams are great. I love just the classic Graham flavor.
hmm I have the chocolate chip and
Mm,
the cinnamon. So
okay,
it's a little mix, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Been enjoying it.
nice.
Should we hop in and talk about our Esports World Cup?
Yes. Our I okay for all the I guess hype and like expectations for Esports World Cup after since I didn't look anything up beforehand,
hmm
I was not expecting it to be like 4 days and then it's done.
No, it was
It was
crazy fast.
fast.
Yeah. No, they made it really fast, but um I know a lot of people have been mocking the viewership numbers on it. I don't know if you saw they peaked 1.1 million was the highest concurrent
Okay,
viewers that they had. I actually
it's not surprising.
I actually think that's pretty good for how much the tournament was kind of trashed, especially for being hosted in Saudi Arabia, and for how many like I had a hard time finding out what days and times they were on and where it was going to be on and all that information. I don't know about you, but
Yeah, it wasn't clear at all.
so I thought it actually did pretty good considering all that. Like it was very poorly advertised in my opinion, at least in our area.
I mean, I think for like an event that this is the first time, and they pulled in the top two teams from all four of the major regions
Which
in the
I
middle
think
of a
shows you how
split.
desperate the the teams are for money right now.
Honestly, yes, but I think overall it it felt kind of like I mean, this is way before. This is a long time ago, but the old IEM
Mhm,
circuit
mhm, mhm, mhm.
kind of felt like that, or I guess more recently, what they have is uh, at least kind of similar. Rift Rivals,
Yeah, yeah.
like Rift Rivals, All Star, All Pro, whatever tournaments that
Mm,
they do. The viewership is never as good as like the World Championship,
no,
so
yeah. It's probably
I
the
don't think it's that
stakes.
surprising. So
The stakes aren't as high, but at those
yeah, I
events.
mean, it's the this World Cup had no bearing on anything, right?
Right. Yeah.
Except
Yeah.
for money.
Yeah.
And like $400,000 for the first place. Like, yes, that is a huge chunk of change. So, congratulations to not the champions, but the World Esports World Cup winners.
Woo! T1 winning another
T1.
international tournament.
Yep.
That's right. They're not champions. They're winners.
They're winners.
For whatever reason, we can't say champions, but that's all right.
Who knows? It
I
is
thought
what
it
it
was
is.
a pretty decent tournament overall. Like you could obviously tell the teams weren't taking it as seriously as they would a MSI or Worlds.
Yeah.
That's expected, but for the most part, like it was pretty serious. It wasn't like a complete troll tournament.
No, I feel like it it wasn't completely troll. Um, obviously, it wasn't as serious. Doesn't have it was only a single elimination.
hmm Yeah, it wasn't the best
Uh,
bracket format either. Like the way that they
no, because
seeded the teams was kind of weird.
the seeding for the teams was weird. It was kind of weird to do a best of threes up until the finals,
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
but I don't feel like the teams took it unserious, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I thought it was a good tournament, and I don't know how I don't know how many of the games you watched. I only watched some. I watched some basic highlights and listened to people's thoughts about the tournament. So I'm not the
Mhm.
best first person judge, I guess, but from what I saw and heard, Team Liquid looked pretty good.
Yeah, I from the things
A lot of people
I
said they
heard
were the
behind the
best
scenes
Western
too.
team.
Yeah, that's what I heard. They looked like the best Western team.
Like by
Uh,
far.
they
That's what I heard.
dumpstered Fnatic.
Oh
Like it
yeah.
was not close in the slightest. And then had a really good showing against T1, the
Should have
eventual
beat T1.
champions.
Should have beat T1, to be honest.
Yeah. T ran it down. Um, but this is okay. Going back to IEM,
Mhm.
if you actually go back and look at a lot of the IEM tournaments, NA usually has a decent showing at them.
It's just
Like the World Championship tournaments.
the actual tournaments that don't
Yeah,
matter. They can't do anything.
the the tournaments that aren't hosted by Riot, NA is fine. If it's
Hmm
hosted by Riot, NA is trash.
That's pretty accurate, actually.
So
We can't win.
we can't win if it's a Riot
Yeah,
tournament.
impossible. It's rigged.
It's rigged against us. That's
It's
all it is, obviously.
that's the
Not NA
copium.
sucking.
It's the copium take. It's rigged. It's not our fault. We would do better if Riot wouldn't rig it against us. They want us to
Mhm,
suffer.
exactly.
Yeah.
No, honestly though, I was pretty happy with both FlyQuest and TL's
Yeah, I thought FlyQuest looked
performances.
really good too. I thought Masu.
FlyQuest played fine. Masu played really well, and TL performing like they did, it doesn't feel like it's a fluke that they're
No, the
beating
way that they're
Fnatic so
playing
badly.
games, like, is not just, oh, we got lucky and won a 50-50 team fight a couple times and had a great day. It's
Yeah,
like,
or
no,
they
we're
have some
dominating
strat they
lane.
can pull in.
Right. No, it's like, no, we're just beating you in lane. We're beating you in team fights. We're beating, like, they were just
Like
a better team.
we're actually competing on your level.
Yeah.
Now, would I bet on TL winning against anybody from the East? No,
No,
I would not.
no. But hey,
So
the fact that they now are going into Worlds potentially, depending on how things go domestically. I mean, you could argue if they do lose domestically, then it kind of knocks them down. But going into Worlds as the best Western team, I don't think that's something NA's done in how long? It's probably since 2016, maybe 2018. I think is when TL had that really really good team. That was
2019 TL had I guess yeah, 2018 and 2019 they
yeah,
had the good team, but
because that was the
2019
last
VP was
time.
better.
Yeah, the 2019 team was like the last team that we were like, okay, we're actually really really good.
Hmm.
And then they
And we
sucked.
didn't make it out of
Yeah,
groups.
I was gonna say, and then they sucked. So par for the
Yeah,
course.
par for the course.
Par for the
Um,
course.
yeah, I don't know if it's been since potentially even like 2017,
Hmm.
because even 2018 you had Fnatic who came in and were supposed to be pretty strong.
Now
Though that could also just be revisionist.
true. Now my fear is, I feel like the meta in particular is really really good for TL. Like
Yes.
APA is really good on Tristana, Corki. Looks really
Okay,
good on
not
those
Corky
picks.
so much, but Tristana really good on
Yeah, not Corki
Tristana.
so much, but like he's passable on Corki.
Hmm.
But he's really good on these champs that have an escape button. I think that's the main thing
Hmm.
that allows him to be aggressive without getting punished. And then having the AD carry meta where it is right now, where you can really put all your eggs into Yon, or how do you say
Yeah,
his name?
I think that it Yeon,
Yon.
Yeon,
Like
Yeon.
he's really really good. He's shown that I think he's probably the best AD carry right now in the league, like by far.
I I would actually agree with that one. He's grown so much in the last year. Like it's
He
insane.
reminds me of Berserker when he first came in the league. Like
Yeah.
they've had inverse careers.
So Berserker has been underperforming
Yeah.
compared to his first year, whereas Yeon has grown a ton,
Yeah. So
which I'm happy for because that's NA talent right there.
yeah. My only fear is the meta shifts to more control mages and more jungle focus and team focus. I think that
Well,
might hurt TL.
it might, but I would say that might also even suit them better because, like, if you look at APA's main
Right, yeah.
champion pool,
His Asol, his
it's
Ziggs.
Asol, Talia, Ziggs,
Yeah. I'm just
Ari.
afraid that I especially like I guess if we go back to that the previous world's meta where it was pretty I know top laners never think the game is about them, but it was pretty
It
top
was
lane
very top
focus.
lane focused, yeah.
Like that's why T1 won is because Zeus
Zeus is
was the
disgusting.
best player in the world in that tournament. He absolutely destroyed everybody, and that's why Ben did so well is because it was so top lane focused. And my worry is you get Impact. I think Impact is playing a great year so far,
But
but
that's not Impact's role in the
no,
team.
exactly. And I'm afraid if the meta shifts back to that, then Impact is gonna
I mean,
get
if you
styled on by
think
those top laners.
think about it a different way. If the meta shifts like that, it's just more evidence that Riot hates NA,
True,
right?
true. Yeah, you're right. So we can
Just sabotaging our teams, making sure we can't play the game.
exactly just put the blame on them. Easy. It's always Riot's fault.
Exactly. It is always just Riot's fault.
Speaking of Riot's fault, let's transition to our next slide.
Okay, this
This is definitely not. It's
this
Riot's
is
fault for letting these two teams continue to have a spot in the LEC.
okay. Okay, so I mean the group stage for LEC, if you haven't been following it, but the regular season
Hmm.
for their summer split is over. And just based off of champion points and everything, Vitality and Rogue are completely out. We're not seeing them again for the rest of the year.
Yep. Yeah. They're done.
Uh,
They're on permanent vacation. Well, not permanent, but vacation for the
their
rest of the year.
their vacation time is here until January, February, whenever they start up
Which,
again.
if you think about it, because Rogue didn't make a single playoffs, right?
Yeah,
They played 27 games. Well, they played more because they had the tiebreaker. But so
yeah, they
they played
played
28 games.
28 games.
That's it in a whole year. That's
Yeah,
nothing. That's that's robbery. Like you play
yeah.
28 games, then you get to go on vacation.
They get vacation for the next 6 months.
That's crazy,
We're only in July. Like,
right? Like
that's crazy.
that's crazy.
So,
28 games in July, and you're done. But
so
the news that you want to talk about,
yes. Okay, so I couldn't get the actual tweet because they deleted
because they
it.
deleted it. Yeah, I've seen the actual tweet because I saw it when it
Uh,
first came out, and I was like, hold on,
Wait a second.
hold
But
on.
Vitality played the first game of the day. That was the end of the day 3,
Mhm, mhm.
or was it day whatever day it was.
It
It was
was
the
day
last
two.
day of
It
the
was day
week.
two. They only did 2 days,
Okay.
besides the first week.
So day 2, last day of the week, they played first game. They lost against Mad Lions.
Mhm, mhm.
Um, but then almost immediately after, they posted their tweet that we couldn't get it done or whatever they said. I can't remember.
Yeah, it said like we couldn't get it done. It was a great season. We'll see you guys
See
next
you guys
year.
next year or
Something
whatever.
to that effect.
When there was a very high likelihood, or I think it might have even been guaranteed at that point, that they had to play tiebreakers.
Yeah, it was Garrett. Like, I think Rogue had to win out for them not to get a tiebreaker
Yeah,
or
something like
something
that.
like that. Or maybe it
But
was Rogue win out to get a tiebreaker against Vitality, or I can't remember what it was, but either way,
either way, they had an almost guaranteed tiebreaker, at least one, and it's like the the team just didn't care, or didn't even know
no,
that
they had.
they had a chance
It
for
seemed like the
tiebreakers.
social media team had no idea what was going on with their League of Legends team. That's what it seemed like.
Yeah, which just rubs me the wrong way.
Oh yeah,
Like that is so unprofessional. Just
it's so bad. Like,
it's
how are you an organization that has a team that and you have no idea what's going on? It's
yeah,
just it doesn't make any sense.
it doesn't make any sense, and like I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I don't understand that, and I don't understand um like how do you as like there's got to be Riot's got to do something, right? Like it just seems like they have no investment into their League of Legends team.
yep,
So I'm like,
that's what it feels like.
right. So I'm like, how do you prevent that if you're an organization and you're trying to run this league? You know,
Uh, I mean, you could do it the NA way and just
buy them out.
trim all the fat.
Yeah. Or the
So I
way.
mean, potentially that could be what we see happening in LEC that they cut it down to 8 teams,
I
or
wouldn't be surprised if they did cut it down to 8 teams. Just that's kind of the way everywhere is going. I mean, the only sustainable league right now is the LCK. Like financially, they're the only sustainable league, and even they have a lot of fat that they contribute.
oh yeah,
And I really
no, like
think the only
if
reason why they're sustainable is Faker.
Faker is a big part,
Like once he
but also
retires, their
it's
numbers are gonna drop drastically.
it's also just esports is a bigger thing in the East
Sure.
because
Yeah.
I mean I don't know the numbers for the
But
LPL, but
I
I feel
mean,
like
even
LPL is also
LPL has dropped a
closer.
lot. They've dropped a lot of
They're
viewers.
closer to sustainability though, I feel.
Absolutely. Yeah, they absolutely are.
So
The LPL's team is they expanded way too quickly. I mean,
and way too large because they're
and way too
still
large.
running 17 teams, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. They're running 17 teams. Like that's way too much. Now, I do like their format they have right here, where they have
Yeah,
the
the
Ascend and the Nirvana groups. What I wish they would do is maybe like reduce the number of LDL teams and make it almost like a promotion relegation. Does that make sense? So
yeah, I kind
you
of
got
see what you're
your
saying, but
like your Ascend is your LPL basically, and then your Nirvana is your LDL.
that would put him more in line with
And that brings you down to, I mean, you can
other
even
leagues.
up your Ascend to 10 teams and your Nirvana to 10 teams and just run 20 teams and then run 14 brackets. Take top 2 from each or five 14 groups, take the top 2, they go to the Ascend group and then the bottom 2 go to the Nirvana group or something. I think that could be interesting.
It's still a lot of teams.
That's a lot of teams, but I mean, they have even more LDL teams than they do LPL teams. They have 19 LDL teams.
Yeah, but like the LDL team is more like a
True.
their academy rosters, and
Yeah,
so
but I mean,
you
you're
wouldn't
cutting down
expect those
from
teams to compete.
36 teams to 20 teams. That's much more sustainable than. I mean, you would have to figure out your revenue share and all that stuff, but
Yeah,
just an option.
it's definitely an interesting option, and the format that they have is interesting. Like, it's kind of crazy to see what teams are in the Nirvana group because
They're
it's not even teams that like you would say were bad. Like EDG and RNG are in there.
okay. Well, RNG's
I
pretty
mean, to
bad.
be fair,
RNG's pretty bad. I don't know.
EDG is also pretty bad,
Yeah, I was
so I
gonna
guess it's
say
not that
it's not
surprising.
that
But
surprising. But I thought WE was better than what they've shown. But maybe I'm thinking of a different WE team. Yeah,
Wayward, Fofo,
yeah,
Abel, and Mark
yeah, they're mid. I'm not surprised. But either
still.
way, I like the format. I think it's interesting. So
Yeah, no, I like the format, and I think we're going in the direction of cutting off some teams, making it a little smaller.
yeah, for sure,
So we
for
will
sure.
have to see how that goes, and maybe the LPL will be fine without doing it. So we will see.
Yep. Oh man, my boy Vikla, he's in that bottom group. Throw at him.
Yeah, no,
Dang.
not that surprising. He
No,
didn't have a great year over here.
it was a joke, but all right, should we go down to our Hall of Fame?
Yeah. Ooh,
Hall of
okay. I see
Fame.
where you're going.
Yeah. You want me to go first then?
Sure.
Okay. Feel like you usually go first. All right. So I'm doing an interesting one. I think this is kind of in their win. They're they're not. I guess they're winners. That's right. They're not champions. But the best player on that team, at least for this Esports World Cup, was the man
Well,
owner.
I At least for the finals, I would
At least the
argue it was
finals. At least the
Faker.
finals.
But
Yeah.
I think overall owner, but finals was Faker.
Yeah. I could see that. Yeah. But owner has been pretty. I wouldn't say consistent. He definitely has some games and some metas where he doesn't look as good, but his highs are extremely high. Like one of the best all-time junglers when he's on. So he's super young. He's 21. I didn't know if you knew that he was that young.
I did not,
He's
but I knew he was young. So
Yeah, he's super young. He's never not been on T1, so it's kind of hard to, I guess, gauge him on. He hasn't really been on any other team. He hasn't had to really carry a team yet.
hmm
But I mean, he's already had a lot of domestic success, international success, and he's super young, and he can play pretty much any play style. Like pretty versatile jungler that can play a lot of different things. So, I don't know. What are your thoughts on owner? Where do you see
um,
him at? Do you think it's too early to put him on this list, or?
I so when I was picking mine for this week, I had actually been thinking about somebody else from the T1 lineup,
Mm-hmm.
but
Zeus.
just yeah, I was thinking of
I
Zeus, but
almost
I
put Zeus on
felt
there.
like it was just too early.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
'Cause Zeus is even younger than Owner, to be fair.
Yes. Yeah. Isn't he 19? I think.
Uh, 20.
20.
He's
Okay.
20. But Owner has a year over him, I believe.
Mm-hmm. He's 21. Yeah.
Well, I meant on
Oh
T1. He
yeah, on
played a year
T1.
before.
Yeah, I believe he did. If I'm not mistaken, I think he did. I'd have to go back and double check, but.
So I think Owner has more experience. That said, to be fair, his short stint has been insane. Won Worlds once, won LCK once, which is crazy. He's only won LCK once.
Yeah, he played with Kana before
Okay, so
Zeus
yeah,
joined, and then even Zeus's first split, him and Kana kind of
they
split a
split.
little bit. Yeah,
Okay, so yeah, um, I don't know.
it's tough. It's
Just
tough because I think he'll be on this list.
I think so too.
I think skill
I
wise
just
he's on this list. I just don't think longevity wise he's on this list.
and I think
Because
that's the big hang up I have here is just I don't think he's played long enough yet for us to really tell. And like you said, he's always been on T1,
put an asterisk next to it. We'll put him on the 50
the 50
plus.
plus.
Put an asterisk. Do we
So
delete Crown? We deleted Crown. I guess we
I
didn't keep Crown on here.
guess we did not. So
We can put owner next to the list. Waiting
yeah,
to get on the list.
waiting to get on the list.
I think
I
if
think
they have another really good international run and owner's a big part of that international run, I would probably put him 40s. I
agreed.
think he would get on that list, even though he's still super young.
Here you go. We'll put this one there too.
There you go.
Honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions. The outside looking in.
Yeah. I would even potentially put him up in the 20s for owner.
Really? Yeah.
Guys, I think he has been a huge part of T1 success.
Uh huh.
It's just he's only been playing for
3
three
years.
years now, and
Yeah,
like that's just
he's
too
super
young in
young.
my opinion.
That's fair.
It's it's too soon, and he hasn't. He's too inexperienced.
To be fair, hasn't I think Canyon's only been playing, or is it Knight? I think has only been playing for like 2 years.
I guess that's true. At least for
Let me fact check that Before we make changes
Uh,
here, let's see. LPL.
yeah.
Uh, why did I click on JDG? He's not on JDG.
Canyon's been playing since 2019.
Okay. And okay. Looks like 2017 for Knight. Really? He must have been a sub or something for Suning.
Oh, really? He was on Suning.
It may have been a LDL team. I'm not sure. But
But
either
even
way, 2019
even
is
at
when he was
top,
on
he's
top. Yeah.
2019. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's been around a lot longer than Owner has.
So I guess 5 years is like our break point.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess so. We're just now deciding that's our break point. 5 years. Need at least 5 years in the league or
At
in
least
the
5 years in the league for
yeah.
us. So,
All right.
all right.
You want to bring up your guy? Hopefully not an honorable mention.
Yes. I don't think he'll be an honorable
Don't
mention
think
because I
so.
think we both think he's a pretty good player. Viper.
Mhm.
Fantastic
Viper.
80 carry. He was on Griffin, the the really really good version of Griffin,
The really good version.
the really good version of Griffin, the super toxic version of Griffin.
Yes. The
To be
interchangeable
fair, I
one.
think all the players on that team have continued on to be really good. Griffin.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just Griffin. That's the
It's
toxic part was the team.
just Griffin. That's it, just Griffin. But
Let's
yeah,
see.
no, the team was super toxic. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, Lahins, Chovy, Viper, Tarzan, Sword. I guess Sword not as much. He's been on Breon for a little bit, but everybody else, fantastic players. All,
Mhm, mhm.
but I think Viper,
I
in
didn't
my
realize he was
opinion,
on Viper
was
or on Griffin for so long.
yeah.
Oh, I forgot
Griffin
he
was a lot
forgot he went to EDG for
longer.
a year.
Yeah, that was
That was
well more
bad.
than just a year. He
Or
was
it
there for
was,
2 years,
yeah, it was 2 years. You're right.
and he won a championship.
That's right,
He
because
was a
they had
world champion
Scout
on
and
EDG.
Flandre and
So we have international success.
mhm.
We have domestic success,
Yep. Yeah.
and I think everybody can agree that Viper was a big part of that success.
Mhm. For sure. I just don't know
So
where I would put him. He's also I don't know, he's 23
yeah, he's 23. He's been
playing since
on
20
Griffin since
2017.
2019.
2017 it says.
Oh, okay.
So, at
I
least
guess
that's
yeah.
what it says on Leaguepedia. I don't know what
I guess they started 2018.
yeah. Yeah, cuz November 2017 he was signed. So since 2018, so 6 years it's been in the league.
6 years. We have the longevity,
Yep, we
and
we
he's
met our
been good.
threshold. He's
He's
been
been
good.
good all pretty much the whole time. Like Griffin, Hanwha, EDG, back to Hanwha.
Mhm. I think you got to put him above Reckless and Double Lift.
Yes, and above Bjergsen, I
And
would
above
say.
Bjergsen. I would say probably like 28, 29. Or is that too low?
I was thinking somewhere in the 20s, so 28,
Yeah.
29, maybe
Maybe a little bit.
25,
Yeah, 25. I could
somewhere
see
around
that.
there.
Yeah.
All right, is that what we're going with? 25 then?
Mhm.
And this, just to be clear, so there's no confusion, this is the Korean Viper, not the
Yes,
American
not the
Viper.
American Viper. No. I totally
Oh,
forgot about this though, but I'm reading his on Leaguepedia about him. I forgot his mage picks.
yeah.
He would
Now
play a
he
lot
had
of
mage
Victor
picks.
and Talia, and he was really good
He
on
was
them.
really good,
He
which
also played
is
Teemo apparently twice.
didn't they win on Teemo
Yep,
too?
they
He has
won
the two
both
wins on
times. Yep.
Teemo.
Yeah. which that's impressive in itself.
But for like it was like what 2018, 2019 when Mage's bot was
hmm
like a huge thing and you kind of needed your AD carry to be able to play that.
Yeah,
He was an AD carry that was able to play it. So versatile,
like his
successful.
I mean, I know he hasn't played a lot of games on different champions, but like his champion list is insane. Like he's played 13 Vladimir games, went 12-1 on Vladimir.
Okay, that is actually very impressive.
That's
That's not something.
impressive. He's got 5 Sona, 4 Talia, 3 Cassiopeia, 3 Garen, 3 Ryze, 3 Swain, 2 Irelia, 2 Teemo, 2 Ziggs, 2 Darius, 2 Jace, 2 Morgana, two Victor. He lost both the Victor games, but he was pretty good on Victor. Gangplank, Kled, Nico, Pyke, Twitch.
Yeah, he's played a lot of weird things.
He's played a lot of weird stuff. I'm trying to. I don't know what this one. What's this one? Twitch or not Twitch? I don't want Twitch. Uh, this one Kled game. Did he play Kled bot or was
Was it
it?
like
It,
Kled
it was
Yumi or was he playing
LCK. Yep,
top
it
or
was LCK 2018 summer. He played Kled with Pyke support against
uh,
a Swain Alistar.
well, there you go.
Interesting.
That's
Okay.
unexpected.
He was 1-0-11 on the pick.
Did they win?
They won. Yep. In 31 minutes. And it was against KT Rolster. It wasn't like a scrub. It wasn't
That
like
was what
OK Brio.
2019 KT?
2018 summer.
28. Yeah, okay, so 2018 KT.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good KT year.
Yeah, they were that's the one that they won the summer split.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's the one
So
Grim got
hey,
second. So that's pretty impressive. Let's see what their roster was. Okay, that was the Smeb, Score, UCal,
yeah.
Deft, Mata.
So that was Deft on Sway
Yes.
versus Viper on Kled.
Uh huh. Yeah. And
Oh man,
to
what
be
did we
fair,
miss?
he didn't like pop off on it. He wasn't running it down. But I mean, 1-0-11 on it. Like that's pretty good for your one Kled game you play. So
Okay, I feel like
definitely,
that's fair. 25th
yeah, yeah.
and
I like it.
owner one day.
One
We'll,
day,
we'll probably, unless you really screw everything up, yeah, I think you'll be on this list.
yeah. Even if he screws up, I think he might
He
be
might still
okay.
have
Might be
good
late
enough year.
40s. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He might be like a Huni Khan where it's like really good player, just kind of tailed off.
I think even we would have to put him above Huni and Khan just
Right?
because he
Yeah.
has a championship.
True. Well, depending on how highly we value championships. Because I mean,
All
we've seen
right.
30, and he has no championships.
Yes,
So.
that is true. We did
To
do
be
that.
fair, he's on TSM, so it's a dog org. Uh,
Um, had to bring
anyways,
it in.
yeah,
Well, at least mention
had
it
to
once,
mention
and
it.
then
Every episode we gotta drop
every episode, got to
TSM
drop the TSM.
at least once, at least. All right. Speaking of Hall of Fames, let's do our champion Hall of
Yes.
Fames. Uh oh, we're losing the video.
Oh, I just moved it off to the side so you can
Oh,
actually
okay.
see the
Oh, this is
picture.
this is
But this
the
week,
Aatrox video. No, this is not the Aatrox. What is the video?
no, no, that's the
Okay,
Akali
that's
video.
what I thought. That's why I was like, wait.
I was just making sure we could see the full splash art for
All right.
Akali because this week it is Akali.
hmm
It is next in the list, and to be honest, there's a lot of choices. A lot of players have a good Akali,
Yes.
especially the reworked Akali, the fresh reworked Akali. I just don't want to take anybody from that
I was gonna
era
say,
who played it a lot then, because that thing was
do
disgustingly
we need to throw
broken.
this in here? The old Akali.
Oh, there's the. Well, I'm not even talking old Akali. I'm
I know
talking like
the pre-rework.
fresh rework.
Yeah,
Uh, go
the
invisible
broken
under
redone.
tower.
Yeah,
Like
that thing was
the fetch is
stupid.
that. Whose idea was that?
Good in theory, terrible execution.
That
The
yeah.
invisibility is cool. Like that
Oh,
champion,
the invisibility I'm
like
fine
a
with.
ninja that can go invisible. That's a cool idea. The way that they executed it, terrible.
Just dropping tower aggro. Like, oh
That
yeah, let
made
me
no
just
sense. Yeah.
harass you under tower and can't do
Oh,
anything.
I got my shroud up. Good luck. Yeah,
But
it
yeah,
was bad.
so
Anyways, Akali.
Akali,
You
I
gotta.
think well, I do have somebody. He
Mhm.
does have a world skin on it,
Yes, I was gonna say put him in there.
and I think he does deserve a spot on our list
I agree.
because when I think of Akali, to be honest, from that tournament, uh, I don't actually think it was Akali that much. I think it was Silas,
Oh,
but
his Silas was insane, but his Akali was also really good. But
his
between
uh, Akasa,
Akasa,
oh jeez, his Akasa.
his Akasa.
But this is from their semifinal against Gen G.
Mm-hmm.
Just he's just running through the whole
All
team,
right,
and like,
we can play this clip. You want to play this clip?
yep,
Okay.
might have to
Gen
mute it,
G,
but
Oh gosh.
of Gen G, DRX retreating back towards the dragon, ready for the 4v4.
So this is
Piosik's
Zeka.
having the series of his life right now.
Dora and
I guess yeah.
Zeka on the leg looking for ruler. He gets it.
Didn't say it, but it is
He gets
Zeka.
everything he wants, and now he can try to find another one. Zeka 2 lead again. Zeka, time after time, in the face of Chovy.
So
Damn your church. He is here to win. Do not.
Oh, Pioshik riding the coattails.
hey, Pioshik is okay. If we're talking riding coattails, Juhan was riding the coattails.
That's true. That's true.
Pioshik at least actually played most of the games.
That's fair. That's fair. No, but for sure, Zeka. That's the king of Kali to me. That
Yeah,
has to be the king of Kali.
agreed.
If we want to throw an Western Akali, I mean Caps is pretty iconic on his Kali.
Yeah, Caps is up
Um,
there.
I would say I remember a lot of like Vito when he had his MVP season.
Yeah,
Pretty much only played
I
Akali.
so
I would say Caps though. I think
okay.
Caps' Akali is nuts.
Uh, not to hate on the West or anything, but I think there's just better collies in the East.
Oh,
And
absolutely. I know we've put a Western player.
well, yeah, I was gonna put a Western up too. It just didn't feel right to put two Westerns.
No, no, no. I was just saying. I was just reminiscing about VTO because I remember his Akali was
His Akali
insane.
was disgusting. Like that was his MVP year.
He would
You
one v
had to
nine
ban it
with
against
Akali.
him.
It was absolutely broken. Like he was so good at it.
Yeah, it
Um,
was disgusting.
I'd say Chovy. Chovy's Akali is really good.
Yeah, I would say Chovy too. Chovy has a good Akali. I mean,
Faker
a
actually
lot of
has a
people
really good
have good
Akali.
Akali's.
I'm trying to think
We
top
could put Faker
laners.
on every list though.
I'm trying to think top laners because there are quite a few top laners that have played Akali.
Um,
Knight is another one. BDD is another one that's been really good.
mhm.
Top laners.
I mean, the Shy had a pretty good Akali.
Rascal had a pretty good Akali. Didn't Flandre play it a lot in their championship
Um,
run?
I don't think so. I know he's played
He's
Akali.
played
I just
16
don't.
games of it, but I couldn't remember when he played those.
Um, see, I just know there's also been a couple
I
of.
guess Doran's 12-2 on it. 14 games.
Fair enough.
But I mean, that's 14 games. Like, I don't know how much stock you put into that, but
There was a good time where Tank Akali
Mm-hmm.
was a really big thing, especially top lane.
True. True.
So I think Zeka Chovy caps. I think that's a good list.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good list there. What's really nuts to me is so I'm looking at least 10 games played on it.
Mhm.
I think we did this last time.
Yeah, we
So
did.
Chovy's KDA on Akali 8.29. The next with at least 10 games played 6.85 for Khan.
Jeez.
And Zeka's 6.11 KDA. I didn't realize how nuts Chovy's Akali was. Like, holy crap. He averages one death.
Dang.
One death in how many games? 32 games played on it. 1.09 deaths. That's crazy.
Just shows how good he is.
Yeah.
Because running down on Akali is really easy.
It's not hard. Yeah. It's not hard. Trust me, I've played a lot of Akali. It's
We
not
played
hard. I'm
Akali,
very
and
good
it's
at running down on
really easy
Akali.
to end.
Also, Canyon's played 2 games of Akali? Hold on, pause.
Wait, what?
I know, right? I was like, wait, hold on.
Okay, that one I gotta see.
Yeah, I'm about to.
Career
It's gotta be like a All-Star
Akali
game or
game.
no LCK
Look back.
2020 or 2021 summer. He played
Okay, yeah,
mid. He
but
played 2 games of mid.
he played the mid. He
Yeah,
wasn't playing.
he did. I thought he played in the jungle for a bit, and I was like, hold up. He didn't
Nah,
do terrible on it. He's
he
one
didn't do
one
great
and one on
either.
it, but yeah, he wasn't the reason they won that game. Who was playing jungle? Can I pull this up? Let's see.
Uh,
Wait, where'd it go? Oh, it's right here. Okay.
it was uh Malring jungle.
Oh, yikes.
I
Maybe it
think this
was.
was when their 80 carry
Yeah,
was
because
out for something, and so they
Showmaker's
had
playing AD
Malring come
carry.
in, and Showmaker played 80 carry,
Right.
Canyon played mid.
That's weird. That's
They
weird.
still won.
They still did. Wait. Yeah, yeah, he played set
Yeah, he
the
played set
second game in
mid.
that series. To be fair, it was against DRX, who at the time was not great,
No,
like pretty bad. He had King and Piosik, Solka, Bao, and
Bao
Becca.
and Becca.
Yeah, not great. But no, I'm good with this list. Zeka, Chovy, Caps. That's pretty good Akali list to me.
We could find highlights for all of them pretty easily.
Oh yeah,
So,
for sure. For sure. All right. Oh,
all
is
right, do we
this?
want to
Are we
talk
talking
about
about some
this
meta, or
or?
should we do some LEC? I guess
We can.
playoff predictions here first, and then
Yeah,
we
we can do
can.
playoff predictions, and maybe
So
next time we can
just
go
because the
more into
LEC
meta.
is this Friday is the first
Yeah.
set of games. When how far are they going? And do you know how far they're going this weekend? Is it just the first?
This
Like, can you
weekend
select? Let me see if I can
is.
see it. I'm blind.
I was
There we go.
looking.
There we go. Okay.
I
So it
was
looks
looking
like
earlier, but
it's just so they have. I'm so confused. So they'll do the winners
um,
and the first round. It looks like.
yeah. So
Yeah.
the winners. So we'll have SK versus Team Heretics, Fnatic versus Giant X, BDS versus Mad Lions, G2 versus KC, not KT.
KT.
And then I think we have the
KT
winners
switched
matches
its.
of
Yeah,
those two brackets, and that's it for this week.
that's
And
it
then
for this week.
next week it'll come back with the losers.
So we have two, in my opinion, probably 2 days of 2-0s. and then we get actually exciting matchups.
Yeah.
Because
I think
I
that's
don't know
right.
about you, but I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, SK 2 over Heretics, Fnatic 2-0 over Giant X,
We're making predictions here.
BDS. I'm making my predictions, I guess. BDS 2-0
Oh.
over Mad, G2 2-0 over Cosmic Core. Like
There it is.
this LEC is so top heavy, and that's what makes it so boring. Is you get these matchups where it's gonna be a snoozer.
All right, so we got 2-0 SK. I think that's fair. SK's looked really good.
Yeah.
Heretics have been really shaky.
Yep.
Um,
I'm surprised
it's-
Heretics made it to the playoffs. To be honest, I thought they were gonna choke out.
they
They almost
were
did.
going to, and then Fnatic was
Yeah.
Fnatic. Yeah, I think 2-0 Fnatic. Just
Yeah.
Giants aren't that good.
No, they only have Jackies. That's it. Like, I'm fixing this. Sorry.
Yeah,
There
it's
you
okay.
go. Okay. BDS
2-0.
MDK to me, it feels like a 2-0, but if it's the MDK that showed up last week, who knows? Because all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, we can play good.
But could they?
It
I'm
was
gonna be honest. I didn't see it that
I
much
don't
last
know.
time.
It seemed better. Like they looked more
That's
cohesive. At least in
that's
the
fair.
at least in the tiebreaker matches. Their
Okay,
match
yeah, the tiebreaker matches
the
looked
match
fine.
before against Rogue, that they looked bad still, and they should have lost that. And Rogue absolutely choked their lead away, like typical Rogue fashion.
Yeah.
But in the tiebreakers, they like I knew they were gonna win. Like after their first game where they beat Rogue, I was like,
Yeah, it
yeah,
did kind of feel
I was
like they
like,
were
there's no
gonna.
way that they're gonna lose. They had a good day.
So do you want to?
No, I'm sticking with my 2-0. I still think it's gonna be a
Okay.
2-0, but that to me
If
that's the highest that if there's
yeah,
gonna be a team that's gonna take a game off of somebody, it's gonna be BDS, MDK, or SKTH, in my opinion.
yeah, I think that's
Those
how
are
it
the two,
is.
and it's unlikely. Like that's probably like a 20% chance.
Yeah. Okay, so that gives us as well.
Yeah, power
We'll
ranking.
have SK versus Fnatic,
Hmm.
and these are still best of threes.
Yes.
And BDS
Versus
versus
G2.
G2.
Again, I'm gonna be boring. I think it's 2-0s.
You think 2-0s
I
again?
think Fnatic 2-0 SK, and then G2 2-0 BDS. Like maybe I'm just being
Just a boring
pessimistic, but
week.
the LEC is it's not interesting right now. It's the same teams, the same outcomes. There's no variability.
I think that's fair, but just to give us some variability, I'm gonna make it a 2-1 for SK.
Oh, okay, okay. Spicing it up. You're still going
Well,
2-0 for G2.
yeah, I'm still gonna go 2-0
Yeah,
G2.
yeah.
Just it BDS I think has grown a ton, and
Yep.
like they're very consistent and really good, but I don't think they beat
G2's
G2. I mean,
cheating.
have
Come on. Like G2's like I could fill out the rest of this bracket to be honest, and I could fill out um the end of year championship. It's gonna be G2 for both of them.
Mhm.
Like there's no other team
that's what it feels like.
there's no team that in the LEC that's built to beat G2.
That's what it feels like.
So
Though, I mean, there's always a chance that
yeah,
somebody upsets them.
true,
It could happen. Could very
true.
well happen. It has happened before.
It has, yeah. It's just
Usually that team was mad,
yeah.
and I really don't think it's gonna be mad.
To me, this is what makes I'm sure you've heard some of the debates between LEC and LCS recently.
Yeah,
But to me,
yeah, have
LCS has been so much more interesting because there's more variability between even the like NRG or not energy. Energy does suck, but Shopify sucks. But they're at
Shopify
least
is.
interesting to watch. Like it's interesting to watch Insanity be Voy run it,
Mm-hmm.
but they're still at least interesting to watch, you know. Whereas
It,
the LEC, like, I don't want to watch half these teams because it's gonna be freaking boring.
uh,
They just don't
for
do
real.
anything.
It's exactly what you're saying. Like, if you go back and watch Rogue's games, since Rogue is the 10th place team here,
Mhm.
they do absolutely nothing the
Yep.
entire game.
Yep. The only interesting bottom teams to watch are uh, Vitality because Hillsang's gonna run it down at least
Hillsang's
4 or
gonna
5
run it down
times. So
for
it's
sure.
interesting. You watch him kill that ward while he dies. Um, and then to me, Giant X, because
Mhm.
Jackie's is such a wild card. You have no idea what he's gonna do, and that's interesting. The rest,
It's
from
it is fun to
Carmine
watch.
Core down to 10th place, I could care less about watching the teams.
I think that's fair.
That's not great.
It's even at a point that like earlier this year, um, I I mean I'm not a big fan of Mad Lions.
Mhm.
If you haven't
Okay,
realized that already,
I think we
um,
both are not fans of Mad Lions. I can't stand Mad Lions, but anyways.
uh, like regardless, uh, I enjoy some hate watching.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I'll
for
I'll,
sure.
I'll pop in some
Yeah.
on some games just to watch
Especially when
them
they get
lose.
blasted. Yeah. No, that's fun.
It's fun to do, but this split, it was not fun.
No,
It was boring.
it was
Like
boring.
there was nothing was happening.
They just did nothing. They sat there and watched themselves get run over. Like
Yeah,
that's like every team in the LEC. Like there's nobody's like trying to flip a fight. At least Shopify will in NRG they'll flip a fight randomly. At
yeah,
least
they'll
Immortals,
flip a fight.
freaking Immortals, they're gonna die,
Okay,
but they're gonna freaking Tactical's gonna and Olay are gonna flash under your tower and try and kill you and get 2v2'd. But
do you
it's
know what's
interesting.
crazy in my opinion? Uh, Immortals, the potentially the second worst team in NA,
Mhm.
I think has better macro
Hey, to be
than
fair,
Carmine Core down.
yeah, to be fair,
Potentially Fnatic down.
series wise they're tied for fourth.
Yeah,
Game wise they're not. Series wise they're tied for fourth.
yeah. But
But
I
no, for
think they
sure.
have better macro than like potentially Fnatic down, at least Carmine Core.
Yeah, yeah.
It seems like they're paying more attention to the game than most of these teams.
I I don't know if this is a hot take, but Immortals probably would make the playoffs in the LEC.
That's crazy.
I think just based on
Crazy
their
to think about.
I think they're decent enough to lane with the laners that are in these bottom
Hmm.
six teams, and their macro is better.
Yeah.
So I think they're probably like a sixth, seventh place team.
I think this is the first time in the since the organization came back to the LCS that they would make playoffs in LEC.
Yeah, probably.
Which is not because Immortals are good.
No, it's just the
It's
LEC
because
is
LEC is
it's
so bad.
so top heavy. It's so bad. And even the
It
top heavy teams like G2's macro sucks.
yeah, G2.
That G2 used to be so good about that. It was so frustrating to watch G2 because they were always going to make the right play. If you're
Yeah,
pushing
yeah.
bot, if you're diving them bot, they've already got the team top ready to dive you. Like they were always their macro was insane. Now
To be fair, like at MSI, they do step up their macro.
they do, yeah. When it comes to international tournaments, they play better, but they're so infuriating to watch in the LEC because they don't care.
They really don't, and they don't have to
Mm-mm.
because they just have to make it to mid game, and because they're better players, they'll win.
And this reminds me of the LCS when it was like TL was the top, and they would
Hmm.
literally just pick scaling, and they would just sit there, and then Once
Just
30
sit there and
minutes
win.
rolled around, they just run to a team fight and roll over.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so boring to watch, but it wins them titles.
Oh yeah, I mean they I'm pretty sure that was a good chunk of their run
Yeah. Now,
in
does that
2018, 2019.
this is why I think G2 struggled at the Esports World Cup is they kind of came in with that similar mindset. Oh, hey, we're just gonna hand check you, and you can't hand
Yeah.
check the top
You
teams in the world.
cannot.
You
No.
cannot. No. And so my worry for G2 is they're gonna go through this run and they're gonna come out flat to start Worlds. I'm sure they'll pick it up, but it's not looking great for
No.
LEC.
To be fair for G2 as well, like anybody else making it to Worlds from the LEC does not look good.
Yeah.
I'm not excited to watch them get destroyed.
No. And to be fair to G2, this meta is not. I don't think this meta is great for them.
No.
Doesn't fit their play style.
I mean, if it's some of their playstyles, like
Yeah.
Yike used to have a ton of like AP stuff and weird stuff in the jungle, but
Yeah.
he's not been doing that. It's
I
so
don't think you
weird.
can rely on Yike to be a consistent jungler, which is I felt that way since he came into the league. Like if he's hot, and he's one of the best.
But if he's not, he's
If he's
not.
not, he looks really lost. So yeah,
Well, we will see if we're completely wrong this week. Maybe people
I hope we're wrong.
will
I
see
hope
some
it's more interesting.
upsets, some exciting matches, some 2-1s instead of
Yeah,
2-0s.
I hope so, but I doubtful, pessimistically doubtful, I guess. I don't know.
It is to be seen. In other news for LCS, we do not have this
Yes.
week.
Nope.
It is next week.
We get a break.
We get another week break.
Sadly, because I was enjoying the LCS. I want the LCS to come back. That's weird to
I'm
say.
excited for the LCS to be back
That's
too.
weird to say, isn't it? Like it's been a while since I, because most of the time I'm like, great, here we go. Got some crap to watch, you know.
Yep.
Got to watch these bottom feeders, but I'm kind of like, I want to watch Dig TL. I want to watch Immortals
I want to watch.
Progress. I want to watch
I want to watch
NEC
Energy
Cloud9.
Shopify. I want to see
Yeah,
like they both suck. Who's gonna suck more?
right, yeah, exactly. Like it's like, it's actually really good right now. So
Which I just want to say that it's not just the teams as well. I think props to the LCS show.
hmm
Like they for how limited budget and everything we have, like it's actually been very entertaining.
it has been, yeah.
Turnaround for games have been nice. Like it doesn't drag on. That was one thing I noticed with the World Cup. In between games was forever,
Yeah.
and the LCS is really good
I was
about
gonna
that, and I
say
think that is something that's
the
very
finals
nice.
was what, like 5 hours long for the World Cup.
Yeah, I want to say
It was a
I'd have to
3-1,
go back
right?
and look, but it was a 3-1, so 4 games, and I think there was an hour in between each game,
Jeez, that's kind of nuts.
which that just drags on for so
Yeah,
long.
that's rough. That's rough to watch too as a viewer because you're like, let's go, let's get into this next game.
It's rough for a player too, because like you could play a full game in between your
Right?
games.
Yeah. Are they queuing up for like ARAM or something?
Is that what happened? They all jumped on for a solo
They
queue game in between. Had to.
bot reviewed every game.
So
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we'll have to save this meta talk, I guess, for
yeah, we'll have to save it for
next
next
week.
time. Uh,
It was anything you briefly want to say about it, just in case, you know,
uh,
we get a big shift from the LEC playoffs. I doubt it, but
I doubt it too. I hope they learn more about the meta because the LEC has been struggling a lot, in my opinion, whereas the
yeah,
LCS actually picked up pretty well on it.
yeah.
The big thing that I want to throw out there is this right here. Oh,
Yes, please don't pick that. Please don't
uh,
ban it.
if we look at the LCS, they learned their lesson from week 1 because they banned it twice, picked it 4 times with 0 wins the entire week.
And it wasn't
And
it
week
wasn't
2,
like it looked good, it just didn't win. It was
no,
terrible,
it looked
useless,
terrible.
completely useless.
Uh, I think Shopify had 2 of those picks or something against Immortals,
Yes.
and or at least one. I know at least one game they
No,
picked
they had
Italy.
just one because it was Cloud9 had. Well, that may have been 2 because Cloud9 had one. FlyQuest had one because it was the game 3 against TL and it was absolutely terrible. Shopify had one. So I did NRG pick it?
Yeah, I think NRG picked
NRG
it
picked
once.
it, yeah. Either way, not great.
It did not look good. It looked useless,
Yeah.
and they learned that lesson and
Thank goodness.
didn't pick it, or even they only banned it once in week 2. So good on USA. Good on America.
If your
We learned
name
our lesson.
doesn't start with a C and end with an anion, don't pick Nidalee.
Honestly,
Let that be Canyon's champ. Let Canyon win worlds on it, get a skin.
he has a skin on it.
Well, let him get another skin. I forgot he had a skin on it.
So he's got a skin. He's got a skin for a reason. Please do not pick it. There are better AP champs. There are 3 better AP champs right there.
Yes, really good AP champs. Zyra is disgusting.
Zyra, absolutely disgusting. Brand, really hard not to get your damage off. Karthus, you are guaranteed to get damage off unless you're
Cart. Well,
dumb. Unless you're dumb.
yeah, unless you are not smart.
And somehow getting picked off before a fight even begins from a mile away.
Oh, but guess what? Even Karthus can push R after he dies.
Yeah, so even then you should
Even
still be
then,
getting some damage contribution to the
yes,
fight.
yes. And mid laners, if you are not picking Corki and Tristana, then you're trolling.
Unless they're
They're
banned.
so good right now.
They're disgustingly
Stupidly
good.
good.
So that's kind of the gist, except for we could discuss more about Skarner.
Yeah, yeah. And Cassante. I really don't think Cassante is that good right now, but
He's not as much, but the top lane has a very open meta
yeah,
besides Skarner.
top lane's useless again, where it should be.
Yep. Alrighty though. I think that'll
I
wrap
think
it
so,
up. That's the
yeah.
message of the week. Top lane is useless,
Top lane
as
is
it should be.
useless. Let's just get rid of top lane. Let's
Just cut
have
it down to 2 lanes.
4 junglers.
4 junglers per
4
game.
junglers.
Just get rid of top lane completely. Like have the jungle overgrow it.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Add in like another 2 camps on each side.
Yeah, perfect. Yep. You can add another neutral camp
Hmm.
too.
Uh, yeah. Add in
Add something up in that little alcove up there.
the
Add the
twisted tree line,
the
the void
spider.
maw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put the spider up there.
Yeah. Let's put the spider.
Already have the model. Doesn't
Right.
matter if it looks
Exactly.
bad.
No, it doesn't matter. You know what? Just screw Summoner's Rift. Let's bring back Twisted Tree Line. Twisted Tree Line only.
There we go.
There you
Only
go.
twisted tree line.
Only Twisted
5v5 on twisted tree line.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Have 2v2 lanes.
Wasn't it? Didn't they have a mode where it was like ARAM but Twisted Tree Line? It was a 5. It was 6v6, I think.
Yeah, it was Hexakill on twisted tree
Hexakill on
line.
Twisted Tree
That
Line. That thing was
that was
awesome.
chaos.
That thing was
That
awesome
was
though. You literally like walk out of your base and die. Like that
yep.
thing was freaking awesome. Yeah.
But they killed twisted tree line.
I love
Can't
Twisted Tree
again.
Line, especially like if you only had 2 other friends you were playing with. Just hop in Twisted Tree Line. Just do some 3v3.
Yeah, do some 3v3s instead of 5v5.
Mhm.
So.
Yep. Anyways, that's it from us. Any words of wisdom?
Top lane is trash like it should be.
Top lane is trash. Yeah. Rip. Rip top lane.
And bring back twisted tree line.
Yep. Twisted Tree Line forever. All right. That's it for us. We'll see you guys next time.